Hey, this is Photography Bonsai. Only around 25% of my audience is in the United States. I wanted to give everyone else a taste of what an Independence Day, 4th of July celebration is like here. My main goal was to do some street photography and take photos of the fireworks. Equipment-wise, I was going with a DJI Osmo Action for video. For photography, I was using the Canon EOS M50, Canon EFM 22mm f2, and I did a few photos right off the bat with a Rockstar 10mm f8 manual lens, but I switched pretty quickly to the 22mm lens. I wanted a simple and compact camera kit. The 22mm from Canon is a classic street photography focal length, so that seemed like a good option. And it's compact, lightweight. I don't foresee myself ever being that pushy style of street photographer. That's not how I do things. That's not what I enjoy. Of course, people that do enjoy that, go for it. But in my case, I like more of the documentary style. Two guys approached me. We had a nice talk. Sounds like they are interested in doing entrepreneurial things. Definitely go for it. I was walking over to photograph some boats in this area. We have a nice large river and people can go on there and watch the fireworks. I have been to this event before. One specific time I can remember was actually in 2013. A group of friends from the Chicago area came into here and we all went to the fireworks. Nice fun time. I think it was quite a bit more busy back then. I'll have to look at the photos. I'll show you some on screen. Obviously not a ton of people want to come out do this type of thing, which I was a little bit reluctant, but still went for it with the focus on this video. With that 22mm lens, it's decently wide angle, and I tried to hold my single composition in each spot, spam the shutter, go up to maybe the buffer of the camera, and hopefully one of those photos would be decently sharp. Maybe not the best way to go about things, but I think it worked okay. Nice area, a lot of it was closed off. It does look a little bit barren, but considering the situation, that's not surprising. But I did find groups of people around that I could take some quick snapshots of with that street photography documentary style. There were a few music stands set up, which is a nice touch. That's an easy one for photos. Of course, they probably want their photo taken. I could just take a few snapshots of those, no issues. It was interesting to see how many people are around, see groups of people, different areas. The bridges are great for spots to watch the fireworks, which you could see a lot of people congregate to those spots. Considering a lot of the areas are blocked off, this is a unique situation, of course, for the downtown area because you can walk around spots you would never really be able to on a normal day. There was a premium area for watching fireworks, put some air quotes around that, $5 to get in. I wasn't going to do it, but I thought for the video, I might as well check it out, take some photos in there, of course, and see if it is any different than all the other areas that you could walk around, set up camp, and watch the fireworks. Honestly, it wasn't that much different, maybe slightly busier, which would be actually better for photos, but I don't think it was worth the $5. You could get some food and such, which probably was the main benefit, but then you're just spending more money. Considering I paid $5 to get in, I decided to stay in the area for the fireworks themselves. Once the fireworks started, I got ready to take photos of that. Simple stuff at first, shutter speed that mixes well with that specific lens. I think I was around 40th or 50th or maybe 60th of a second. With focusing, I was able to switch between manual and autofocus, take an autofocus photo, lock the focus with a quick button press, and take a round of photos with that. But I wouldn't do it the entire time. I would kind of mix up one autofocus photo and then do some manual focus just in case it was off. I did notice on the hotel building, the reflections of the fireworks on the windows was really interesting. Try to take some photos of that especially. Using that little tripod, I had the camera set up on the ground, just barely enough sometimes. I used a 2-second timer on that and adjusted the shutter speed and ISO to get those longer exposures. Some of them turned out okay, some of them not so much, but it's fun to try out something different than a simple standard high ISO shot. For the last round of photos, I moved up and took a little piece of tape that I had with me and covered up the timer light thing so it wouldn't bother people around me. Using a little bit of a slower shutter, I think it was 1/4 or 1/5 of a second. That worked out okay. Overall, really fun experience taking those photos. It's Photography Bonsai. Thanks.